Hello, all. Yes, hastily made special opening for last Sailor Moon's Let's Talk. I used for this one because I didn't have time. And then I was hearing, you can tell from the musical timing that it was indeed hastily made last time. But Gabriel's cute at the end with his little.
He's adorable.
It's fine. It's fine.
So it's fine. It's fine.
That's my internet sibling.
It is.
I was explaining this to my father the other day on the way back to college. He was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, I have an internet mom, an internet dad, internet sibling." He's like, "Oh,
I got a whole internet family. So remember
guess.
that.
remember that? Keep that in mind."
Remember that next time you yell at me.
I guess they're my internet nephew and nieces. So
Dun, dun, dun.
Nibblings.
Ah,
Nibblings is the, by the way, nibblings is the gender neutral term for nieces and nephews, and pibbling is the gender neutral term for aunt and uncle.
perfect. I love nibblings.
Oh, parental sibling. I like that.
Yeah. I've been procrastinating work all day, so now I gotta finish history work and maybe do some math. Nah, I gotta finish my first draft this stream. Well, just in case you did not know, today is not a productivity and or work stream. Today is a day that we talk about Sailor Moon.
Wait, I feel like I did it right the second time.
Well, it depends. If you're like doing this, she like does this, and she like starts out and she goes and then transitions over to here and then points it down. But this is her like ending pose for transforming.
Oh,
During the boudoir shoot, because of the pinup shoot, because of one of my things, one of my outfits, the lady was like, "That's very Sailor Moon," and I'm like, "Kind of is." My shoes are kind of very Sailor Neptune, and then they were like, "We need to do a power pose," and I was like, "Okay, which one you want? You want like this one, or I'm not doing Mercury's, and then we could also do like Venus's, and I like did all of them." And they're like, "I don't know any of the Scouts power poses." And I'm like, "I just showed you them all."
I just showed you all of them.
But
you just gave a flash presentation and no one was taking notes.
Exactly.
Chrissy
You were
is
at my
taking
TED Talk.
use the notes. Good luck, anyone else doing Nano. Yes, good luck to you all. Your deadline is tomorrow.
Good luck.
Yes, I've been here since 5. Don't question my logic. Since I never saw the movies, I'm just going to use this as the background while I read. That's fine. CV has also never seen the
Yeah.
movies. She
You've never
acts
seen
as
it either.
That's
our audience surrogate to so somebody's always clueless with
my
the
specialty
audience
is not
members.
knowing things.
I love it
I'm really
as a
good at it.
tagline though. It works so well. Hi, hello. Have the children been taught to kill yet? I saw that intro. I do not disclose the secrets of the training for my children or my apprentices. Except every now and then when my apprentices are going through things, and I'm like, yeah, they're fine. It's part of the training. Yes, Fox. I should have included that on her end slate screen. It's never too late to have options.
My room's so cold. Sorry.
CB and I are both in cold places. I believe her place is colder.
My at my college in our dorm rooms, we're not allowed to have space heaters, and I don't think like the 60-year-old heating system works. And we're in Massachusetts. It's 28 degrees outside, and it's just getting started. And I have a cat in my room, and my cat's very chunky, but I'm pretty sure she'll freeze to death if we don't get something warmer. I'm like in a hoodie plus 2 layers underneath this, gloves, and I might grab a blanket at some point during this stream. Actually, I'm doing that now. My legs are cold.
I've already got the blanket, but this is my tank top for today, which is 90s anime, and they're making a heart like Bash.
Oh,
yeah.
I need that first of all.
Sailor Moon's over here in her corner.
I just got this hoodie today.
It's Sailor Moon, Vash, and Usagi, Vash, and Yusuke as the top, and then nobody else matters as much.
Hey, Sam, maybe we can finally finish Yu Yu Hakusho. I know that's on me over my winter break, which is Intercession, which is like a month long.
We have to finish Crystal first. And then,
Yeah.
trust
Okay.
me,
Oh,
trust me.
Oh,
Wow, get to season 3 of Crystal. Get to season 3 of Crystal with non-binary Haruka.
oh my God, Haruka.
Yeah.
I love her.
Also, yeah, when Haruka rolled up, and I was like, they're totally playing that Haruka is a guy. They're not even being like.
The episode is called The Handsome Boy Haruka.
Oh,
That is
yes,
literally
very
the episode
handsome.
title.
But that's also a woman. What are they?
Listen, I will say
The
this.
90s one, she's a lady.
I will say this.
You
Haruka
made
was my
that.
gay awakening.
Honestly, same.
like,
Not really, but
listen, I
definitely
was.
did not make me straight.
What would have been CB's gay awakening had she had she seen? I think let me tell you, over half of my queer millennial friends, Haruka was their gay awakening.
I mean, Haruka
Listen.
is the awakening of like every single woman on that show.
Great
So
how consistent it's true. Very true.
very true.
All right, let's introduce ourselves so we can then have CB's thoughts on where she is on season 3. This is the first time she hasn't caught up on a season.
And then
No,
we can
it's
get on
not.
Haruka more.
Yes, it is. You
Season
like
of
skipped
first-
through season 1, but you saw the ending.
I did.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
was watching it and crying it right before.
Yeah,
the-
you were crying.
Yeah.
Like the stream started with your tears.
Yes.
And if you haven't checked that out, link down below.
It is. We got a playlist.
Check the playlist. Start from the beginning. Catch up with us.
Also, Cody,
See my hair grow over the course of months.
I need you to purchase a ring light now, since I am no longer shrouded in shadow.
Oh, do I?
I have
Good.
one. It's over there.
I already have one.
Just know, if I am not in shadow, no one else is allowed.
Oh.
The problem is you can see all my
Yeah,
skin
thank
problems now that I tried to hide through the darkness.
Well, just do what
You can put the like automatic foundation on like StreamYard. I'm pretty sure they do that.
That sounds like a whole lot of witchcraft to me. I don't know how to.
Cody's like, I'm too old for this.
Like, listen.
You can also just make your ring light so bright nobody can see your face.
I'll just have to bring it closer. I don't know. Although it does have this option too.
Fox, okay, fair. You are the shadow, but you're not on camera, so you don't count
Yeah, you don't count Fox.
for this particular instance. All right, CB, introduce yourself. I have a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Chop chop.
I haven't done this in a while. I'm CB Ferrenz, young adult fantasy author, teenager, not very much younger, college student, director, dumbass. I don't know. There's other things in this list that I'm forgetting.
We're gonna make you a checklist.
Yeah. On my channel, I talk about how those things come together, or rather, don't. I'm on another hiatus because my life is a mess.
Did the first one ever end?
I had one video. I was like, I'm back. I was not back. Anyways, I will be back when I finish the school year, which is in like 2 weeks. So soon. Yeah, I'm kind of funny, I guess, sometimes. I give advice. There we go. That's my intro. And now I'm gonna go clean up the cat throw up. The cat just threw up next to me.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Anyway,
Here, you want some bread? Or chicken? Yeah, I didn't think so, you prissy. All right, Cody, go ahead.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm in light now. You can see all my pores. Whew, this is new for all of us. Hello, hi. My name's Cody. I'm a gay creator, mixed gay chick, straight people too good for too long. I go to BL University because straight university just doesn't do it anymore. I am.
She was not there for that conversation.
oh, I saw the show,
But you weren't there for that conversation. I'll
No,
explain
you
when Cody's done.
Yeah. I am currently back to working on my debut novel. It's been on the shelf for a little while due to work and mental health issues, but that's fine. We're back. We do things that we do. You can follow me down below where we go on a social media adventure. I forgot what the fuck I'm doing. I should also have a checklist too. I don't know.
Hello. Yes, I encourage all of you to make a checklist as I have. And hello, I am Writing Mom Samantha Nasset. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. Today, I am Ice Queen, not Kaguya. That will be explained later. When on Mondays, I host live streams like this, where sometimes we talk about whatever the fuck we want, and other times we host writing sprints so that everybody can be productive together and still have a good time. Don't mind me just poking my cat's nose to keep her away from my chicken. On Thursdays, that's when I usually post my content. However, due to brain fog and chronic illness, I have not been able to do much lately, let alone script videos, but I hope to be getting back to that next year. If you would like to check out a sample of my writing so that you know I know what I'm talking about, you can go to my website, samanthaalnasset.com, where my spooky flash fiction Until Pizza Do Us Part is there. And if you like all of this and you want to stay updated, you can sign up to my newsletter while you're there. If you would like to tip, donate, or support financially, you can do that at my Ko-fi down below. It's a weird competition y'all got going on, but I ain't mad at it.
I'm the victor.
And
I like how we both understood the assignment and knew exactly what the other was doing.
I just saw it mounting. I almost messed up my line.
One of these days, I'm going to be at Sam's house when she's doing a stream. I'm not on. But just problems.
That's not what I wanted. It's
Oh
gonna
my
be
gosh.
glorious. Do remember to like and subscribe for the channel, as it helps to support all the things and please the algorithm gods, which I'm told is important. Today, we're going to be discussing Sailor Moon, the movie S.
Woo!
Yes, that's the technical title of it. Back in the 90s, it was known as Sailor Moon S, the movie Hearts and Ice. I believe the Japanese title was actually Princess Snow Kaguya's Lover.
Oh.
Yeah. But they changed that because in the 90s, they didn't think people would understand that. Do you mind? I'm going to eat your face.
I also forgot I changed my name to Ice Prince, also not Kaguya.
Again,
my actual name.
we will explain that. So, firstly, for a little context, CV2 Cody's boy lift thing. We were watching the show, and I noticed that it said BL University, and I just died because the plaque said BL University, and I was like, boy love university, because straight university just ain't cutting it no more. And Cody's like, that's mine now. I'm using it. And
I'm stealing it.
I'm
stealing it.
But yes, to explain to everybody what we're doing. I'm sorry, I wouldn't normally talk and eat on a stream, but my cat is very determined to get my pizza. I don't know why she's misbehaving so much.
She's like, chicken.
Yes, but normally what we do on a Sailor Moon Let's Talk is we will go over what CV just recently watched, and then the actual conversation is because she's staying like one thing behind us. One season, one movie, whatever the instance is.
Yeah, I am.
So CV has now seen most of season 3, the season of Queer Awakening, for many of viewer and character. So, what are your thoughts on season 3?
I think that next time we should just have an edit. I should save all the videos I make and then put a montage of all my reactions. Okay, my reactions. I'm gay. Moving on from that. This was my favorite so far, definitely. The relationships are so cute. Platonic and romantic. I very much love the lesbians. I mean the new the Outer Guardians. So
the statement was not incorrect.
No,
it was not. Let's see. I think I don't. Last season, Chibiusa, so annoying. So annoying. This season, Chibiusa, kind of cute though. Is adorable. Usagi's character growth, queen, icon. I love her. Like I started really loving her at the end of last season, like which I talked about, like her, like responsibility. I'm a bad bitch. I'm gonna do things. I'm not gonna be sad. I'm gonna be sad, but I'm gonna be badass still. And now she's just like a parent to Chibiusa. She's like still has her like fun, like has immature sides because she is still just a 15-year-old girl. But she definitely is starting to take on like the like more embrace that like protector role. The fact that she is like Sailor Moon, she is the princess or future queen.
Yeah, she's not running from it anymore to the point where she even gets on to the others, where she's like, "This is our jobs, motherfuckers."
And
what
that's
you
just,
doing hitting on Matoki?
There's a lot of like comedy about it where like people are like Usagi, why do you keep telling us you sound like Ami? And then like there's a whole joke about it, but like seriously though, she does sound much more responsible than she has in the past, which is kind of cool.
Ami is like relaxed a bit too. She's all like, "Yeah, we don't have to study 24/7. It's fine."
Mm-hmm.
I love how
I'll just study 24/7.
I'll study 24/7, but not everybody has to. No, even she takes a break every now and then, and I do really enjoy. That's one of the, for me, that's one of the best parts of Sailor Moon, and why I continue to rewatch it despite the very annoying formulaic monster of the week. But
Mamoru has rights this season.
Mamoru can exist. He's fine.
Yeah.
But they grow together and they do make each other better in different ways.
Mm-hmm. My character who like was kind of just like a background in my head, but has now risen to like one of my favorites is Minako, because icon.
Fucking sass queen.
She keeps breaking like the fourth wall. Or like calling out things. For example, it was like the scene of like there's a planetarium, there's like a monster of the week fight, like blah blah blah. One of the witches is there. The monster's attacking, blah blah blah. The Sailor Guardians are losing. Are kind of losing. They were only like ish losing, like it was in the middle of a fight, so it could go either way. And of course, Tuxedo Mask throws the fucking rose and shows up, makes a speech about like love and
something love, girl power.
Champion of the people. And then the Damon is like, yeah, you know what? You're right. Fuck you. And like upgrades. And then starts like blasting everything. And Minako goes, is it just me or does Tuxedo Mask just make everything so much worse? And like that just started happening so much, or at least I started noticing it. And I was like, oh my god.
I'm like, season 3 Momo did not deserve this, but season 2 Momo hella did every time.
Yeah. Listen.
I mean, like, she's not wrong though, and that's just so great.
I feel like Minako is a character whose arc we probably should have touched on more, but like she doesn't really come into her own until season 3 because she starts out as, which is very counter to, is the Sailor V comics came first, and she starts out very like she's trying to be an adult. She's trying to be older than she is. And she's been doing this the longest, and she was doing it alone. And she just tries to take on all that responsibility and stuff. But as the series goes on, and she's like, I can count on I can rely on these people, and I'm not alone. They've got my back. The other blonde bitch, she resurrected me once already. Like she is ride and die for all of us several times. So she's
literally.
like, no. She actually takes back, and I think one of her season 3 episodes is about her stepping back from responsibility and being a teenager and having the privilege to be a teenager again, even if she can't be a teenager in the way that she would prefer to be a teenager, because then she would have to leave all of her allies that she now relies on. I think it's the volleyball episode.
It's the volleyball.
Yeah, it was the volleyball.
So, But I just love that even though the spotlight is on Usagi and whoever Usagi needs to interact with the most that season, they do take time to show the other characters are developing and they are growing. Like our fucking himbo king. I want to call him Chad. Yurichiro. That's his. That's, yes.
He's Chad from
Love
Bleach.
him.
Fucking
Love him so much.
Also,
Never seen more of him. Also, can we stop having his hair like this? Because when it comes
oh, his
back,
eyes are so damn pretty.
I know.
He's like a rock star who decided to stop being a rock star, but is also still in his late teens. So,
And to be a shrine dude.
Yeah.
Shrine dude.
because he fell in love with Ray at first sight. But so a little bit of context for the last couple episodes that you haven't seen yet. It's gonna be kind of spoiler, but
Oh no, spoilers on these shows?
right?
On this show? What?
But after the final boss battle, there's gonna be a 2v1 fight with Uranus and Neptune versus Moon, where she has to prove that she's a capable leader to them. Because they don't approve of her, I'll just blow up a universe on my own so nobody else dies way of handling things. Which, honestly, in season 3, if they had listened to her a little more, we might have stopped the bad guy sooner. But she doesn't play the blame game.
No.
She's just like, let's fight. Let's fight about it.
She's like, no. She specifically goes, I don't want to fight you about it. And then they're like, no, we're gonna fight about it. And she's like, if I must kick your asses.
Right.
So that's important to know because in the third movie, they're all friends and they're all getting along and hanging out and doing shopping trips and stuff together. Definitely not a Sam strategy. Nope, not. I learned it from Usagi, maybe. But anyway. So,
one last point that recently came up as I was watching. After the doctor gets unpossessed by the daemon,
yes, Dr. Tomo.
The dad's kind of fun. After
he has a face again. And it's not just shadows and shiny glasses. Yeah, Dr. Tomo. I feel so bad for him in the 90s anime because he did not deserve what happened to him on
didn't.
any level.
Is he gonna die?
No. Not in the 90s one.
I was gonna say not in this one.
It's okay, we don't like him in Crystal.
Yeah, not a good dad in Crystal.
No, so he loses his memories of all the bad things that happened, but he remembers his daughter and they give him his daughter back. But then later, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are like, we kind of need our Sailor Scout of death and rebirth, sir. And he's like, okay. And then they take his daughter, and I'm like, it's so sad. And he's never heard from him again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think it would be cute if they showed him visiting every now and then, or they Hataru went and visited him, but nah.
It'd be funny if he just came along. I'm tech support.
I'm here for the ride.
I was confident enough to be a villain for a season. Can I be a good guy now?
All right, so we're going to talk about Hearts and Ice, Princess Snow Kaguya's lover. Princess Kaguya's lover is actually what it's called. So this one, Naoko Tekuchi, I'm probably saying her name wrong, but she was actually very sad that she did not get to do anything for Promise of the Rose. She left that up to other people. And I'm like, I kind of get that, but also I'm here for Bai Mamoru. So
listen,
I'm not too upset. So she went ahead and she wrote a short story for the second movie, which I'm looking for the end of it. Takes up this much of this book. This is it.
Which I appreciate.
And then here's a little cute short story about Rey and why she hates men. But
man.
Never mind, I want a movie about that.
So I had actually forgotten that it started as a short story all of these times that I've watched the movie. And now I have so many mixed feelings about both of them. Because the movie is quite different from this, but also pretty much the same. So what we have is Luna, who has an emotional affair with an astronomer who doesn't, it's one-sided. she's just a cat to him. But she falls completely in love with him. And Tabby and I had the only tracker we had for the movie was the amount of times we said, "Oh, poor Artemis."
Yeah. That poor cat.
Poor baby.
That poor baby.
I don't even know what happens in the movie, and yeah, that basically sums up Artemis's entire character. Oh, poor Artemis.
Yeah, it really do.
It really does. So we're gonna go ahead and click in the Milo note. So here is our movie poster, which this is Human Luna.
Mhm.
Here's our thruple.
Wait,
Mini Moon is
Luna?
Human Luna right here.
Yep.
I can't see your cursor.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
Purple hair, yellow dress.
Ah.
Okay.
The new character, the one you don't recognize.
Okay.
I
There's
recognize
should be 3 of those. There should be 3 of those.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No.
So this is Human Luna right here in the.
Yellow
Oh
dress.
no, I see what you mean. It's not showing my. Okay. So the yellow dress with the broccoli pasties.
I was wondering about those.
I love that that's what you called them because
That is what I
Nobody
thought
say
they
it.
were since I was a young child.
I see it.
And then in the back we've got our thruple, whom are I'm pretty sure a thruple at this point. They're always at the cafe together.
Yep.
And then over here,
How old is Pluto?
Pluto is right above Chibi's head.
Yep.
No. How old is Pluto?
Oh, 19.
Okay.
And the other 2 are 17.
Yep. I would
Oh.
say she's the oldest.
Okay. She was like a science. She was like sciencing, and I'm like, "Are you like 24?"
She's in college technically.
Okay.
And like a
But,
physics degree. Like she is a smart lady.
Yes, and then on bottom, in front of Human Luna, we have not boy Haruka and not Ray's older sister.
I get as you say these things, it's like, yep, yep, I see it. It makes a lot of sense.
So this is actually Human Luna's design, which is very pretty. I will
love her
explain why
dress.
she becomes
Very pretty. Does
to
Luna turn into a human at some point?
Yes, I was
Oh.
like
Yes.
I said, I'll give you.
Okay,
context
I'm
for
like.
that. I forgot this was on the board. Okay, so our movie starts out with this lovely like montage of just them going out shopping, and I just want to point out
Cute outfits.
that Mako has the biggest ass sweater ever,
Yep.
right? And the teeniest skirt ever. This is the thing that she does. That yes, we love the. Amy also likes to rival.
Ray's outfit is kind of cute.
I
though.
know.
Listen, Ray's
This is-
outfit is my favorite.
That's one of the things I love about season 3 is that the fashion is more mature. So they were all right in the shopping montage. Minako was trying on a bunch of different clothes and everything, and this is like the last one, and I just love Artemis Boa. Yes,
She looks great.
this is like I particularly love this because like it's just teen girls doing teen
Yeah.
girls thing, and I love that. This is
Awesome.
how Haruka and Michiru come up to meet with her, and she just turns around like this.
Yep.
Just in her element. Our
Let's go,
throuple.
lesbians. Let's go.
Yes, we're not at the throuple scene yet. So yeah, we start out with them all hanging out and stuff, and then there's gonna be a mission to go to the moon, right?
Okay.
And all of that, and Usagi's talking about how romantic it would be to go to the moon, and like she wants to go there on a rocket with Mamoru, even though she's been to the moon quite a few times.
And in the past life has lived on the moon.
Yes. Oh, this does canonically take place after season 3, despite the fact that she uses the chalice to become Super Sailor Moon at the end of the movie, and the chalice was disintegrated.
Like I've seen it disintegrated.
Yeah.
But that
Oh,
was,
right.
I believe that was a mix, just like an oversight or a mix-up, because by season 3, Nako wasn't super involved in the anime itself, but she did do the movie. So that was just something that nobody thought about. But it does take place in December after
I was also gonna say, like, I just love. I know it's just pure coincidence, but I love that it's in the movie. It's cold in wintertime, and in For Weasley's World, it's almost December.
I know, right? It was timed so well on.
I was just like, oh, this is timed
I was
so
thinking
well.
that as I was watching it.
Me too. I was like, oh, this is timed very well.
But yeah, so then there's also this. I go find her in my Milo note. Hold on.
Is it the woman, the one you
there is this woman named Princess Snow Kaguya, and she summons her little snow dancers. Oh. She has the most confusing costume ever.
Yeah.
Do you see her nipples?
No.
In the manga, yes. In the anime, no.
Not Uruka or Ray.
Yes. Bye.
As you can tell, I've not seen these notes yet today.
Yes. So these are our lovely snow dancers, which is what they are called. And then here is our villainess, also known as Queen Ice Titty.
Yep.
Now, so you see her outfit, right? Clearly no top. She's got a little veil, a sheer coat, a nice skirt thing that's top hem changes randomly. And then right here, we've got, oh, you can see my cursor. Right here, we've got there's a belt and a little hip. And you're like, but what? It was a whole ass skirt. And then what is this?
Oh my god, you do. Oh.
What is this? And that is titty. So like that would go under. And then that is
that's side titty. I never noticed.
Tabby and I have for years tried to figure this outfit out. For years. And the best we've figured out is what it is supposed to be. Is this back piece is supposed to be this belt. But nobody told the animators.
Yeah.
This is just a group shot of all their clothes.
Because like also if you look at the first shot with like her up a little bit more, like you see the way her skirt goes up like a French cut. So because my thought was, oh, it maybe it's just the skirt and someone fucked up. No,
it's just. Now, what Tabby and I think could have also been the case is that they added it for the censors because she is topless. In the manga, there be nips. So it's like...
I need to read this manga, apparently.
But yeah. I mean, I do recommend reading the manga, but also, if you thought the affair was bad in the movie... Oh my god. So I should also, because this does take place... after season 3, Luna and Artemis in the movie, for some reason, are not like together. They're not an actual couple. Artemis is just pining for Luna. As Sailor Moon talks about love and everything, and Luna's like, you need to study for your exams, bitch. Fuck love. And
also, Luna's sick.
Yes, Luna has a cold. And Usagi is just like, you know what, bitch? You never been in love. Little ice queen down there. And I'm like, hey. I see the theme.
What a foreshadowing this is.
But Luna's like, fuck you. And Artemis and them are like, Luna, are you good? You sound sick. And she's like, nah, I am sick. I'm going to walk myself home. And Artemis is like, you know I love you. We have a daughter from the future. Let me walk you home because I is concerned. And she's like, I am a strong, independent kitty. I can walk myself home. She cannot walk herself home.
No,
as her
not make it home.
Her delirious, and the car that may or may not have killed Yusuke Urameshi almost runs her over. It's like the same car.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I need to photograph together.
Shit, that's the one thing that I forgot to get. Hold up. Car, Sailor Moon.
Pulling back up Fox.
I was gonna say, did you just call her Fox?
No, I need Tabby.
Call the mystical powers of Shadow Fox.
I don't know that Fox would know the car. He hasn't seen this part of Sailor Moon. I'm getting a lot of real world cards with the Super Sailor Moon on it.
That's not what you wanted.
No, I want the red car. I'll find pictures of it later and send it to you. The audience will just have to imagine. But yeah, but Luna is saved by not Haruka.
Nope.
I'm going
That's
to
more
now
unfortunate.
show you not Haruka. Say hello to not Haruka.
This is pretty. Just not Haruka.
Haruka's little brother.
Older brother. He's in
Older brother.
He's in his late 20s.
No, he's not.
According to the manga,
The manga's
his
wrong.
childhood friend tells him he's almost 30, though she's 22 and his childhood friend. So I don't know how he's almost 30.
Also, he used to work for NASA, so
He's very pretty.
Yes, this is not Haruka though. Definitely,
like this is not Haruka.
definitely not
She's less pretty
Haruka.
there.
Looks
It's
nothing
definitely
like
not
her.
He's
Haruka's
pretty,
face
yeah.
and hair, just in a different color and slightly
He's
different
pretty.
style.
Not very pretty. Pretty.
He
pretty.
does have
Your
the.
shoulders.
Oh,
Who the
Sam,
fuck
what
is
are
that?
you doing
Is
in
that
my-
Momo?
Wait,
No,
whoa.
this is my OTP from season 5. Don't you worry about it.
I was
When I
gonna say, wait, what's that doing in here?
That guy.
Oh, I have a column that's labeled things for later. And Milanote went to it for some reason. So yeah, she's saved by him, who
She's very pretty.
gives her his whole ass bed. He puts her on a pillow in the
Yep.
middle of his bed, gives
Yep.
her a blanket. He's
Mhm.
sitting looking like you were earlier on Snapchat, all freezing in his own
Yep.
home.
Yep.
Got a coat, got a blanket on his lap, and he's like, you still see his breath. He's so cold as he like dips his hands in the ice water so he can get a rag to like dip her fever. I don't know that. I don't think that's how you treat a cat fever, but this
Nope.
is how he did.
Me neither, but I respect it. Man's trash.
And then like the camera zooms out because Luna's all like, did he save me? And
Did
then
he
stay
save
up all
the
night taking me. And I'm like,
for
Luna, I actually
me?
kind of feel where you're coming from because this man's freezing. And as it zooms out, I'm typing in my notes. I'm like, does he not have a spare blanket? What the fuck? And it zooms out and you see his blanket on the foot of his bed, not being used by him or the cat. And
Nope.
I'm like,
You know,
sir,
he
you're
uses
cold.
all of his brain cells to figure out that you're supposed to dab a cold rag on a cat's forehead when they have a fever. Don't question him. He's
By
too
the way-
good for that.
By the way, Kaguya is on an ice comet that's coming towards the planet, and a piece of it had fallen off, and he found it.
And he's also seen it through his
This is
telescope.
very important information.
Okay,
Very.
put that here.
Because then his childhood friend comes, which is not Ray.
I thought that was Ray.
Nope.
No,
not
it
Ray.
is. It is not Ray.
It is also not her older sister. It is also not her mom.
Exactly. It
Okay,
is-
this beautiful woman.
Yes,
That's
their
not Ray.
names, by the way, are Kakaru and Himiko.
I'm glad you remember because I didn't.
I actually, Cody, I have in my notes where I was just calling him. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to remember everything I called him. He was not Haruka, not Matoki, blonde Momoru. The things I called him.
I like blonde Momoru the best.
And in parentheses, I was like, we'll remember his name later.
Later.
Which then she came in and she's like, Kakaru. And I'm like, that's his name. And then
That's
he's
the
like,
one.
Himiko. And I'm like, that's not Ray's name. With
So
little
I
context, this is just weird. Yes. That's
Yeah.
part of the fun
With
sometimes.
context, it is weird.
It's
so I have the movie up with the car scene. I tried to take a picture, but it wouldn't let me.
Cody, just share screen.
Just take a picture with your phone.
Don't hit play.
No, nope. Mm-mm. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get to the part where you see the car coming towards her.
Yeah, yes, you see the car hit you. But thank you, Cody.
Oh, you're
So-
welcome. Don't worry, I'm on it.
After that, she's all like, "So, Kakaru," because he's a scientist and she's a scientist, and they like work for the thing. She works for NASA right now, and she's like, "Did you see the news?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're going to space to see the moon. Congratulations!" And she's like, "Okay, so how are you doing then?" And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, cool. So you're asking about me now. Awesome. I found this thing," and she just has this attitude of like, "I didn't actually want to know. But, but he's like, I found this thing. And she's like, oh, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah, it fell from a comet. And she's like, oh, did it? And he's like, yeah, but like the comet disappeared. So then like nobody believes me. And she's like, well, I haven't heard any reports of comets. And I'm like, you are his childhood friend / want to be the love of his life. Why are you doing this to him? And then she brings up the fact that everybody like made a laughing stock of him because he still believes in like fantasies and folklore and that there's a moon princess and everything. Joke's on them. He's right.
I shared the.
Wait.
It won't let me.
Yeah.
This is in the world of Sailor Moon.
It is.
It is.
They have seen projections in the sky asking for someone named Sailor Moon. And they draw the fucking line.
Yep.
That there's a moon princess.
Because they're scientists, damn it.
Yes.
Which, look, I
sky.
I hate anytime you have a scientific character who's all like, magic can't be real, this can't be real, that can't be real. Because most science nerds or scientists I know in real life, they're just like, well, maybe. We don't really have evidence proving or disproving this. So they're like open to the possibility. Because
it'd be cool, but I don't have proof that it exists. It'd be cool if it did.
Because like a lot of our science was originally like
Magic.
based on superstition and magic and all that. So, but I digress. All fictional media has to make the non-believer a scientist. But anyway.
Because there's a man of science. Or a woman of science in this case.
Peoples of science. But
Days of science.
Days of science. So he's like upset about this because he's like, Himiko, like you don't believe me either. And she's like, well, I mean, look, I don't understand. You're like, we're adults now, but you still believe in fairy tales and shit. And you're such a fucking smart scientist in all of this. It's just very disappointing. And he's so fucking hurt. These two cannot communicate. We're shit.
No, they can't.
And then she like leaves, right? But the way his apartment is set up is it's like a studio apartment and then a little like hallway area and then the door. She's just like in the hallway area, right? Listening in. And Luna like meows. She's like still here for some reason. It's not left. And she's like meowing and he like bends over and he's like, oh, hey, I'm so sorry about that. And then he like pets her and he tries to figure out what her name is. And he's all like, let me tell you, I'm writing notes. And this is my first time watching the new dub. And he's like, Sam. And I'm like, who said my name? and then he goes on like Felix. And I'm like, oh, I've caught up now. But
I am aware of all the things.
But like as Luna's all like, no. And he's like, okay, so you've got a crescent moon bald spot on your head. And he's like, moon? And she's like, hmm? And he's like, Luna. And she's like, yeah.
I thought he went Loon first, and then he went Luna.
Maybe. I
thought there was like a third moon reference in there. That was like close, where she went like,
If there was, I
It's
don't
good that he's
remember
communicating with God.
Yeah.
But
I
there
could
are
be.
people in the sky.
It could be
Then he
faithful
starts-
wishing.
Then he starts telling the cat all his feelings. He's like, why can't I just be happy for her? And I'm like, because she was being mean to you. But anyway,
Right.
literally bringing up your trauma. But okay. But he's like, why can't I just be happy? Because I am happy for her. She's living out her dreams and it's so amazing. And he's so cute and so adorable and so fanboying over her as she listens to it. And he's like, but then he starts talking about himself and he's like, I just can't help it that I believe it. Like I heard the tale of the bamboo cutter when I was a kid and all of that. He's like, and ever since then, I've just had this really strong belief. Like, I know there is a Princess Kaguya on the moon. And I'm like, Annie's not wrong. Kind of. Her name is Infinity, but close enough.
Her name's not Kaguya.
My story without context. A War with Dragons and Dragon Assassins. I mean, sounds fantasy. All the comments since this started is literally just me.
Listen, and that's okay.
But yeah, so she starts to leave, and he's like, "Oh no, she hurt me," and Luna's like, "I have competition."
Yes,
Luna cat.
Luna's like all these mixed feels and stuff, and she goes home. Which, by the way, we now go to Usagi, who's like, my cat has been missing all night. I don't know where she is. And her friends are all like, oh, really? She never came home? And she's like, no, she didn't come home.
That's what missing fucking means.
they're like, maybe she ran away. Maybe she's mad at you. And I'm like, why are we blaming? She had a cold. She didn't make it home. Y'all were there. And they're like, were you mean to her? Were you harsh to her when you talk? I'm like, you bitches were there.
Y'all saw it. She
Y'all
literally was like,
saw
I'm gonna
it.
go home. Goodbye, all of you. And
And
I'll be
then,
like,
and then Artemis is like, hey, bitches, my girl is missing. Let's go find her. And they're like, right, cat.
that is what he does. That is what he does.
Okay.
And they like split up and they find her and everything. At this point, no, before they find her, snow dancers attack. Very, don't be mean to the cats. They may just not show up. She wasn't mean to the cat. The cat was mean to her.
The cat was mean to her.
She just told her to go home because she's sick.
It's just
All right. Now, when the snow dancers show up, I wish I could get this to go to the this way, but I can't. So when the snow dancers show up, these three are just chilling, vibing at this cafe, enjoying a drink together.
going on a date, being cute
And
as
then,
shit.
and they just look out the window. There's people running by. And then as this ice comes in, Haruka just goes, whoop, pulls Neptune in her lap. And I adore it. And like, she's back here like, the fuck is that?
It's like
It was-
the fuck?
One of my favorite things.
Let's go, lesbians. Let's go.
Let's fucking go!
Let's go. Hold on, I have to go into my notes to remember the series of events that happened next. Because I believe the outer Senshi transform. And then
Yes, the outer
inner
section
one.
transform first and attack.
Sorry, I'm seeing my notes. He's waking up in the chair with a coat. Do you not own another blanket? Wait, he does. He has one in his lap and an unused one on his bed. Sir, what are you doing? Luna is obviously very touched by this human's care, but I am concerned.
I love that it's like I know that's like she's like probably in love with him, but it's very funny that's like Usagi's been taking care of her for like what, a year now,
Right?
and just like this one like basic human kindness. She's like, oh
This
my
is how
God,
we know
no one.
Luna's straight.
Yeah, like no one's ever done this to me before, and it's just like, ma'am.
My Artemis, my woman is missing. Dumbasses, let's get going.
I don't know if you could see it, but I did share the red car. It won't let me bring it up on the stream.
That is me. This car that may or may not have killed Yusuke.
The car that hit Yusuke looked like. I don't remember.
I'm about to Google that car now.
Googling it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Let me stop sharing screen.
Oh, so Princess Kaguya creates snow dancers by like singing. She goes, oh, like this opera thing. And then the snow dancers appear. And I was like, our queen Ice Titty has created minion Snow Titties. And Tabby goes, oh, hail Snow Titties.
Yeah. Hail. I will gladly bow down to snow titties.
Valid.
Oh yes. Okay. So then the fight starts, and everyone's just like nuking things. I think each scout gets one attack, like an obligatory attack.
No.
And then I love Sailor Moon and Chibiusa because they're just like running away from them, and then they're all like, "That way!" And the snow dancer stops and looks away, and they like scurry behind a corner.
Yep. It's a joke that keeps going and it keeps working, and it's always funny.
It's fantastic.
I will never not laugh at that joke. It happens every time.
Like,
CV has found the car.
Have.
It's very close because I've also found the car.
Like I said, the car that may or may not.
From the same, it's the son actually of the car that hit Yusuke because it looks new and fancy. It's his son's car.
I'm trying to find it.
I
There we
agree.
go.
Box.
This one.
Boxes. Not the same.
It's from two different animation styles, sir. No car looks like that in Sailor Moon.
Yeah. So, but that's an older style car. The other one's a newer style car. It's the that's the dad. It's fine. It's fine. Also, I like how I know we're not talking about that show, but I like how in that show you can actually see the people in the car.
Yes.
Kind of scary.
Like, just a small touch.
Also,
like,
the guy who was driving the car had an orange pompadour.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So I was like,
God.
Kuwabara almost killed Luna in the car that may or may not have killed Yusuke.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He do be having one of those.
All right, so yeah, at this part, like, you know, they're all fighting and everything, and then one of the snow dancers smacks Sailor Moon's rod out of her hand, and then a rose is thrown, and, you know, they're like, it's Tuxedo Mask, and you look, and Santa's riding down in a sleigh, and I'm like, sir, bro,
Attached a hot air balloon.
why? How long did this take you to plan? Why do you have an... Oh, that's the other thing. So he like...
Wait.
As Santa Claus, there's this old-looking Santa Claus who's like, Merry Christmas. And then you hear Daria's voice goes, and he tosses off the Santa outfit and he's Tuxedo Mask. And he's like, a Happy New Year. And he throws a dreidel at the snow dancer.
It's my favorite entrance ever. I love this entrance so much because it's so ridiculous.
I'm like, what? Like, sir, how long were you planning this?
So
How did you get a Santa sleigh? Why were you in
and hot air balloons?
And a hot air balloon.
Was it
Why
flying?
do you have a dreidel?
Yeah. Are you Jewish? I'm confusion.
Was it flying? He's being
Yes.
inclusive.
It was floating in the air
Yes,
at a
right?
decent speed too.
He just calls up Santa and he's like, yo, Claus. Yeah.
I
Like,
need the favor.
yeah, I need the favor, sir.
So then they kill all the snow dancers.
Of course.
That's my favorite entrance.
Sorry, I was seeing my book's almost done, so I should figure out marketing. Now I want to talk about Sailor Moon. We too want to talk about Sailor Moon.
Yes.
It's fun.
It's fun talking about Sailor Moon.
So
Especially when Darian's fucking Santa throwing roses and dreidels.
So all the snow dancers are like, well, all the ones that were in that town were killed, and the Snow Queen she's so mad. She's like, what the fuck are these guardians doing killing my snow dancers? I'm like, it's their job.
It's what they do.
They don't get paid, but it's their job.
They be a villain, they be good guys. How it works.
And then we find out the Snow Queen tried to like conquer Earth in the past, but she was driven away by a bright light. And she's very salty about that. She's very salty. It's taken her millions of years to get back to Earth.
Yep.
So I wonder what bright light yeeted her millions of years away. Meanwhile,
extreme speed.
The Guardians are on a bridge because Usagi's still upset that she can't find her cat. She's like, I can't find my cat. There was a bunch of snow dancers. Like,
a bad guy attacked.
Uranus and them are like, man, we got a new enemy. She's like, my cat. No.
We've had an entire fucking plot point since we fucking saw my cat.
We've had two plot points.
There have been so many battles. My cat.
And then Luna shows up wearing a yellow ribbon that Kakeru had tied on her. Because cute. Oh, also, he gave her these sugar candies in the shape of a star. And I'm like, sir, why are you feeding sugar candies to a cat? Sir,
it's a cat.
At least in the original dub, they called them like star candies or star flakes or something. So like you didn't actually know that it was just sugar candy.
And this one is just like sugar.
Yeah. And so Luna just shows up with the ribbon and they're like, why you got a ribbon? And she's like, don't worry about that. So there's a comet that appeared near the moon and they're like,
where have you been?
But ma'am, you've been a place.
You still sick? You good? She's like, I'm fine. They're like, all right. So then we go to the next day where there's a meeting and to discuss the mystery comet. And they're like, well, Amy's computer didn't find nothing. There's like no of this comet that Luna's talking about. It's a little weird. And Minako's like comes in and she's like, sorry, I'm late. And Ray's like, we're used to it. And I'm like, the fucking shade. This is the one time Minako gets a saying right. She's just sassy as all fuck about it, because what she comes back with is, hey, early birds eat the worms and I do not want to eat worms. And I'm like, she was not wrong.
Yeah.
But also, the sass.
The science. Listen.
And then Artemis is like, where's Luna to discuss this comet that she said existed and didn't tell us how? And then the rest of them are all like, man, Luna's been sus. She's been at Amy's house reading medical books and everything. All she wants to eat is sugar candies, which cannot be good for her. But also, she's an alien cat, so yeah. And Usagi's like, she has not been nagging me to study? That's weird.
You're right. She's been acting like my mom. I don't know what to do with this.
Ray's like, I saw her like hanging around the space observation lab the other day, which I'm like, Ray, what were you doing in that part of town? My headcanon is that she and Yorichiro were having a date downtown. It's my headcanon.
I support that.
And he's like, hey, babe, let me take you to the space station.
And then they point out the yellow ribbon, and they're very concerned.
Right,
but then
there's like nothing bad. It's just this weird.
She's being weird. That's why they're concerned. She's also not there. Sus. She's not there to discuss a comet, which could, be about a new enemy. Luna's not acting like Luna. She being weird. But then we go to Luna because this movie is about Luna. It's her movie. She's the main character. And she's like trying to visit her kind of mans, but he is in bed with a fever and just dying because the crystal that he found is draining his energy, but nobody knows that. And he had a pre-existing medical condition, so that's not helping. So
and also staying all night in the cold while a cat slept on his bed, not helping.
Right, that definitely did not help.
It did not help.
And Himiko sees Luna gets the sliding door open, gets halfway in. Himiko goes over. Luna steps out, and she's like, "I'm sorry, or not today, kitty. You'll just get in his way," and then shuts it. And I'm like, "That is rude as fuck. Cats are comfort pets.
Yes,
they purr at a healing frequency or some shit like that. I don't know. Either way, you being rude right now. That's his cat, not his cat, but
it's his cat now."
And then we go to Usagi and Momoru because this movie doesn't. They just shoot you everywhere. They don't give a fuck. It's actually not jarring. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah,
you're here, then you're there,
and then you go back and forth.
And Usagi's talking to Mamoru. They're on a bench in the sunset. It's real pretty, real romantic. He's reading a book. She's all like, "I'm worried about my cat because my cat's being really weird, and she's just staying out all night, and she's not nagging me. I don't understand why my cat's being weird."
Half of Usagi's lines are all about the cat.
And he's just like, And she's like, "Are you even listening to me?" And he shuts his book irritably, and he's like, "Maybe Luna just needs some space. Maybe you should respect her boundaries. Maybe she thinks you're being clingy." Usagi, being a 15-year-old girl, is all like, "Oh, so you think I'm clingy?" And I'm like, why do I see myself in this scene?
Right? I was like, why is she calling me out though?
Why is this me?
Why am I this person? Why am I Usagi?
But Mamoru, because this is season 3 Mamoru. He knows he done fucked up.
He did.
And we see Luna walking up, but Mamoru's standing there. And he and Usagi have a very healthy, mature discussion because he's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to sound like that." And she's like, "I know you didn't mean it, but it still feels like you think that I'm just a clingy burden." And he's like, "Honey, no, your company has never been a burden to me. I always love being around you." And then they kiss, which is supposed to be super tender and romantic. And I gotta black out their ages because they're 15 and 18.
I gotta remember.
I gotta not remember. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to not remember.
Gotta remember to not think about it.
Because otherwise I can't enjoy this otherwise extremely cute and healthy scene.
Yeah,
with
the most healthiest scene they've been.
Good communication. But then we see Usagi, who's she's now getting ready for bed, brushing her hair and everything, and Luna's walking up to her. Now, Usagi's humming the Sailor Moon theme song while she brushes her hair, and I love this meta. But Luna's like, "So, Usagi, what you talk about with your mans when you're alone?" And Usagi's like, well, I mean everything. What don't we talk about? And she's like, although he's always reading these difficult books. And then Usagi gets so fucking cute as she fangirls over him. And she's all like, then he gets really cute, or like whenever he discovers something new or something that is really exciting, he gets so cute as he tries to explain it to me. And she's like, and then he falls asleep on the sofa.
Yep.
And
It was
like, but like Usagi's doing this, and she's like, and he gets really excited and he's really cute, and then he falls asleep on the sofa. And like Luna kind of falls over because you can see that she's like leaning in and her cheeks are. She thought Usagi was about to be like, and then we make out, but Usagi's like, nah, he falls asleep. But like Usagi's like, even that's cute because he's so like childlike and innocent when he's sleeping, and she likes that he feels comfortable and relaxed enough around her to fall asleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
And then Luna stops beating around the bush, and she's just like, so what does a kiss taste like?
Yeah.
And Usagi's like, so sweet it makes you want to melt. And Luna goes, sounds like a sugar candy. And I'm like, I want that sugar candy.
Right? Me too.
I want that kind of kiss. What do you?
I want that kind of anything, really.
I got that kind of kiss. I just need that kind of candy.
I want the candy, but I also want the kiss, but I really want the candy.
Without the candy.
I don't know, I really like candy.
Like, when Usagi was getting ready, she used some potpourri, and like Luna smelt it. And then as Usagi is asleep, Luna's opening the jar of potpourri, and then it just falls on her, and she's just covered in it.
Yep.
And then she goes to see Kakaru, who just like wakes up to see a cat staring at him, but he's happy about this, unlike me. Who's always like, why are you staring at me, cat?
Yeah,
I feel like you're looking right at Artemis.
Growling at me.
Oh, she was growling. Get me food!
I have to poop, mother!
And then he confides in her because she's a cat, and he's all like that he's always wanted to go to space, but because of his bad health that he's had his whole life, he cannot go to space. But he wants to live long enough to see Himiko go to space.
Is he dying?
Yes.
Yes.
Technically.
He had bad health.
Yes, he had bad health,
Yes.
and a crystal is draining his life energy.
That's different. That's different. Does he know he's dying?
He can feel the crystal draining his health. He just assumes it's his pre-existing medical condition killing him.
Yes.
I know!
Like,
He's the real victim in all of this. Not
He
Haruka
is.
is very sad. I mean, I need to stop calling you
Not Haruka! Blonde Mamoru is going through a lot.
Not Mitoki.
Not Mitoki.
So yeah, there's actually a really cute moment here because he's all like, yeah, I know you're just a cat, but I feel like you really understand me and like you believe me in all of this. And then like he lifts his arm and she snuggles into him, and he tells her in the new dub, he tells her that she smells nice and that like it's relaxing. In both the manga and the original 90s dub, he's like, you smell really nice, like potpourri. Like he knows.
I kind of like that one better.
But then Luna does a bad.
I'm in this part of the note.
Because he falls asleep. Luna does a bad. Yeah, it's what you think. She kisses him in his sleep. And then she's running across a meadow with the sun sparkling in the background. And I'm like, where did you even go? And then we go to Ray, who's like, so I saw Luna running around looking like she was on cloud 9. That's weird.
Yeah. Luna happy? What?
I'm like, Ray, what were you doing in the location?
Why is Ray seeing Luna everywhere?
Ray, what have you been up to?
Her and Yachiru really had a impactful date.
Yurichiro?
Yeah, Yurichiro.
They're making time for each other after season 3.
Listen.
But like, Ray and Mako and Chibi-Yusa are all like, oh man, Luna must have fallen in love. I mean, think of all the signs. And Minako's like, no, she's not in love because she sees poor Artemis looking so damn hurt in the corner. Yep. And Minako's like, no, there's no evidence that Luna's in love. And Mako's like, what about the ribbon? We still don't know about that ribbon. And Artemis just gets up all dejected and leaves the room. And Minako yells at everybody else for not being sensitive to Artemis's feelings. And Usagi's like, what are you talking about? Why will we have to be sensitive to Artemis's feelings? And they're like, yo, dumbass, he's in love with Luna. And she's like, what? And I'm like, they have a kid from the future. Anyway.
My camera's down again. Ugh.
Yep.
I thought I fixed
Meanwhile, our thruples enjoying drinks at their favorite cafe again, discussing the enemy.
They really like this cafe.
They do.
this. It's their favorite.
And they're just like, oh man, we can't find the comet. We can't find the enemy. What are we doing with our lives? And then Artemis is trying, he like goes to Luna and he's all like, Luna, if you ever need help, I'm here for you. And she's all like, I can't right now. I'm busy. And she just runs off all ashamed because she knows she's cheating.
Yep.
She knows she's
knows it.
cheating on their sort of relationship. And she
Sure.
even like in her head, she's like, Artemis, forgive me. And I'm like, why did we need a movie about a cat is having an affair?
An emotional affair with a man she isn't even dating.
I mean, I love the movie, but like because of all the other things. And then
Not this-
Usagi is like, I just saw my cat run. I'm fucking following my cat. And she follows her cat to Kakeru's place. And like Luna goes in and is getting scritches on her chin. And then Himiko comes in to say goodbye to Kakeru because she's like, hey, so I'm leaving. I'm going to go into space. And he's all like, because he thinks he's dying and doesn't want her to wait for him. He's all like, I don't think you should come see me anymore. Even
Yeah.
after you should just stay in America. And she's like, I took a week vacation to come see you. And I'm like, he didn't ask you to. That is not-
He did.
I'm like, as much as I would love to ship y'all, lady.
You did kind of just show up.
Fox says this should have been the turning point to make Artemis the villain in the story. That would be great. But like, he's like, I just can't handle that you don't believe Princess no Kugui is real. And she's like, really? You're gonna throw away our friendship for that? And he's like, yes.
Yeah.
Because it's important to me. And then she like runs away, but while she's running away, he's like crying, and Luna sees love in front of her, and she's like, there's no hope for me because I am a cat. I'm like, correct. There's no
This
hope.
is an accurate statement. How about
You
you go to
should
your boy
go
who is a
back to
cat?
your cat husband.
Yes.
Started
But, like-
giving examples of what cats should be doing.
I will say this is like one of my favorite scenes with Luna and Usagi though, because like Luna goes outside and Usagi's sitting on the stairs, having heard everything.
Yeah.
And figured out this is who Luna is in love with, and Luna just looks at her, these little
Back to
tears,
Usagi.
like Studio Ghibli tears in her eyes, and she's all like, he'll never love me like he loves her. She's his soulmate, and I'm just a cat. And I wish that I was a human girl, because then maybe I could have, like, I could confess to him. But, like, now, this is just the most heartbreaking, painful thing I've ever felt. And Usagi's just like, I can't help my cat, because I'm so sorry. And she just hugs her cat, and they're just crying there together. And I'm like, I don't like this situation, but this is cute.
I do not approve, but this is adorable.
But then,
Everything's
like,
weird, but that's okay.
Yeah. It's kinda
everything's weird,
but
but this is touching.
yeah.
And then, like, the snow titty lady shows up and looks in Kakeru's window, and Usagi's like, oh, that's not good.
Yep.
And then Ice Queen titty shows up, but she's, like, frozen the door shut, and Usagi's trying to open it, but cannot
No.
open the frozen shut. And the Ice Queen just turns around and she looks at him and she's like, oh, you've taken such good care of my crystal. You fed it so well. And he's like, Princess Snow Kaguya? And she's like, I like that name. It's my name now. Thank you. I'm going to go freeze the earth now.
Yep.
And then she leaves.
I thought she said at one point, I could be wrong. I thought she said, I wish it took more of your life energy. But that could just be me thinking.
I don't remember. It's not in my notes.
That's why I'm like, I think I might have made that up. Because I thought I remember her saying, like, I wish it took more of your life energy. Oh, well, time to go freeze the earth.
She might have.
Damn, she cold.
She icy.
She Ice City.
She's got a frozen heart.
Yeah.
Then Luna like realized, she puts 2 and 2 together, and she's like, the crystal has been making him sick. He's gonna die if we don't stop that bitch. And I'm like, oh Luna, now you're back in the game.
Now you're back. She back, girls.
Now you're off from vacation. Meanwhile, Artemis is just kind of, they're like vibing with everyone else. And then he's like, I read a manuscript somewhere. Hi, Matt. Popping in to send my love to Cody and Sam.
It's okay. I don't need your love. I have plenty. From Sam, actually, because I'm her favorite disciple.
Oh man. Ooh, shots fired.
So Sailor I like how Matt came in and it went up to 11 views, and then he left and it went down to 7. He was 4 people.
He had 4 screens opened up on each one, and then left each one. Yeah, just as an assignment.
So Artemis, like I said, he's just vibing, and then he suddenly remembers. He's like, I once read in a manuscript about an evil star that came to the Earth, and it scattered ice crystals far and wide. We assume comet fragments. And then the crystals covered the Earth. Everyone froze. Darkness prevailed. However, shockingly, the power of love and friendship, known as silver crystal power, melted the darkness and saved the Earth. I wonder what this could be. 'Tis a true mystery for the ages, especially as Minako goes, what about silver crystal power? What does it have to do with love and friendship? And I'm like,
sweetie.
So I thought this the moment this movie started, and I told Sam this. I will tell Sam this every single time this happens. In the very beginning of this movie started, I'm like, I swear to God, if I hear the lines, Sailor Moon, if you use the silver crystal, you're gonna die. I swear to God.
Hold up, but it leads to my favorite line in this movie. So it can stay. All right. But we're not there yet.
Not there yet, but I will let all in the beginning of this movie. It's what I thought. Like, I swear to God.
What Usagi's next step here isn't to like go back to her people and report in. No, she goes and she finds Himiko, and she's like, "You shouldn't go into space because Princess Snow Kaguya is like gonna freeze the Earth." And
wait, what?
She tells her about not Princess Snow Kaguya, that's what my notes say. Usagi like tells her about the comet and that there's an evil ice woman who's gonna freeze the Earth, but being butthurt because she just lost her childhood friend / maybe love of her life, because she's a judgy ass scientist. She's all like, I am a woman of science. I do not believe in fairy tales, as she leaves. And then Luna's like, if Kokoru met Princess Snow Kaguya, he could get the strength and willpower to overcome the evil crystal's influence. And then she gets all sad because she's like, I know that he could never be mine, and I just wish that I could turn into a human girl so he could meet Princess Snow Kaguya and be healthy and happy. And I'm like, in this setting where you're speaking to the Princess of the Moon, technically the goddess of the moon, you're mentoring her. She's got a Luna pen, but what? But also, let's say that Luna's got to do this for closure, because that's really what it's about, right? Luna's got to do this for closure with a woman who can do the things that Usagi can do with her powers. Why is turning a cat alien fairy thing into a human really out there? Is that really that odd? I mean, let's just think about the fact that Luna's not actually a cat. She is an alien fairy that takes the form of a cat. That's what the guardian creatures are. So it's like,
you could just become a human girl, ma'am.
Yeah, you could just take the form of a girl.
But then we got to go back to the other scouts because, like, the outer senshi showed up because they were like, "We found you, bitch!" And Ice Titties is like, "Oh, Sailor Guardians, you finally show yourselves." Not like I was hiding.
Yeah, listen, she is so snarky.
I love her.
She's so and it's just not like she. Oh, and when she did land on Earth, she made a giant ice pillar in the middle of the ocean. Mind you,
she was like, "This is my base now."
Yeah. So it's not even like she's hidden anywhere, really. She's an ice pillar.
No, she is hidden. She has magic that hides her. that's why they couldn't find her. That's why Mercury couldn't find her with her computer and everything, because she actually does have. But that's what makes it funny, because she has super strong cloaking magic, and then she's like, "Oh, you finally show up."
Yeah.
Like, yes, bitch.
She's so sassy. I love her.
But then like the other scouts come in, and like then we go back to find the Taluna going to Kakaru, who's missing because his dumbass went out in a snowstorm because he's trying to get to Himiko to warn her about Princess Snow Kaguya trying to freeze the earth.
Oh, also at this point, the weather is just full blizzard. Like,
the
buildings are freezing. People
Africa,
are freezing.
South America, they're all freezing over. Everything's turning to ice.
Everything's turning to ice. So he is the worst case scenario. And
then we go back to the battle where, like, Mars and Neptune are trying to attack together, and they get smacked down. Mercury and Jupiter are trying. No, Mercury doesn't even get. Venus and Uranus are the next ones to get smacked down in mid-attack. Mercury doesn't even get to try before she's rammed. Jupiter, she's doing her hand-to-hand thing and then gets knocked to the ground. Pluto, she got a stick, though. She's like, and then they take her stick and beat her down. And then Sailor Moon shows up, and the villain just goes, "Who are you?"
Something I also love, that when Sailor Venus gets smacked down, she gets launched into a wall of ice. Her hair is so heavy. It also made an indent in the ice.
It did. Oh, she got smacked hard.
Yeah, she got smacked so hard, her hair even made indents in the ice. It's like, oh, ma'am, your hair is heavy.
Funny.
And then we've got the moon, or Sailor Moon, and the Ice Queen, who are all the Ice Queens. Like, I just want the world to sleep and get some peace and quiet. And Tabby's like, nobody asked me. I think this is good. I would like a nap.
Right? Secretly, Kaguya is just like, I want everyone to take a nap. It's like, y'all need a nap.
That's all she needs. And Sailor Moon's just like, happiness, hurt, love, all of that is what makes us human. Cody disappearing.
I touch a cable and everything goes to shit.
How dare you?
But like this whole time, she's thinking of Luna and Luna's journey throughout this movie.
Because it's Luna's movie.
And then she pulls out the Holy Grail, and Sam was like, "Wait a second, my timeline doesn't make sense anymore." And then I figured out what happened. So I'm like, "Okay, we're fine."
Not fine. I'm gonna ignore it.
So then,
then if she pulls out the Holy Grail in the movie, what does she do in the short story?
We'll get to that. Okay. So
that's another story.
She pulls out the Holy Grail, right? And then we get this fucking bomb-ass rock music for our battle music. And Moon and the Queen are doing a shoot-off, but like the Queen's Ice Ray fucking bitch slaps the Rainbow Moon heart attack. It did not even stand a chance.
Nope.
So Moon's like, you know what, bitch? Imperium Crystal. And Venus is like, if you use it, you'll die. And then Uranus, my fucking queen, is like, not on my watch. She stands up, and I'm like,
Uranus, you got me. At first I was like, I'm so angry. I hear this line every time, and I heard that. I'm like,
everyone else stands up, and the OG Ride and Die is like, Mars, we have to protect her. And then Mercury has an epiphany. She's like, she remembers Artemis's words, the power of love and friendship, silver crystal power, and she's like, the power of love and friendship, the Imperium silver crystal. And I'm like, why did it take you this long, Amy? Your IQ is 300.
You're the smart one.
Your IQ is 300. I just can't sometimes. And then Tuxedo Mask,
supposed to be 300.
Tuxedo Mask comes in with his kid, and he's like, Minnie Moon, go help mom. And as he's beating down snow dancers with his cane.
It was a great scene. I love that he just swoops in with Minnie Moon all the time.
Oh, it's so great. I really enjoy it.
Like Sailor Moon's like, I'm gonna go into battle without my kid, and Tuxedo's like, hey, you forgot our daughter.
It's a father-daughter outing. It's a father-daughter date, okay?
You're training her. How is she gonna train if you keep leaving her at home with me?
I just imagine Tuxedo Mask, like when he feels the sensation of like Usagi transforming, like he transforms and he's like, oh, where's Minnie Moon? Because he can feel her not transform. and then he just like grabs her from daycare, swoops around, and then just throws her at Sailor Moon. Like, here's your kid. It's your turn to watch her.
Fox is like, don't go into space. The Earth is going to die. Yes, convincing argument. Don't ditch the tiger.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
To be fair, as far as he knows, the comet is in space.
This is true.
So he thinks that she's going to freeze the Earth from space. And so that's
space
putting...
is pretty big.
Well, like, the mission is to go to the moon, and the comet was by the moon. He's
So
got
they
some
would
pretty
freeze.
hard evidence. He's also delirious and dying.
Yes, he's also not having a good time.
In a snowstorm. He's literally walking to the place, and he's going, Himiko is in danger. Somebody help her. This poor man is trying so hard. And then he passes out face down in the snow.
Oh my god!
Yes. He's not exactly the most reliable narrator right now.
So like the Sailor Guardians, they're doing Sailor Crystal Power, which I didn't know other people than Moon could say that. I mean, I should have remembered because I've seen the movie before, but that's beside the point. In my rewatching recently, I forgot that was a possibility. Well, like, upon seeing all this glowing white fuckery, the Ice Queen's PTSD kicks in, and she's like, no, I have been here before, and it is a no. And so she like tries to there's more monologuing, more like the snow dancers are crushed because the scouts have created a barrier around Sailor Moon, and then Moon just fucking crushes ice titties into ice cubes, crushes all the things, just everything is just dust and ice now. Tabby found this very rude because she really likes the ice titties, and how dare those be crushed? I'm like, Tabby, everything was crushed.
Everything.
But so now, as Sailor Moon is still mega powerful because somebody fucking remembers her in this existence, Sailor Moon's like, Silver Crystal, we are going to turn Luna into a human girl. And I'm like, fair. But also, this human girl that Luna turns into can fly and take a man into space and not die?
And has beautiful flowing hair and no shoes.
A human can do that. These are not the parts we're questioning.
But she goes into space with no shoes.
That's your biggest concern?
Cody's got
there's a lot of
concerns.
concerns.
Damn it.
There's a lot of concerns.
Hold on real quick. I gotta get to the Let's Talk board on this screen. Because I'm getting to some pictures of...
But Luna is so pretty.
She is. I love human Luna almost as much as I love human Artemis.
See, I always knew about human Luna because like I've seen promotional material, but I'm like, who was that? And then I see her, I'm like, oh, this is where human Luna comes from.
They're flying in space.
He's adorable.
He is. He's so cute. And meanwhile, all right, see you later, Haley.
Bye.
So, meanwhile, Himiko is in her astronaut suit looking at the sunrise over the Earth, and she's like really wishing that she could show it to Kakeru. And then she sees them fly by, basically, but like as a yellow light, and she's like, Princess Kaguya? He was right?
Yep.
And I'm like, right, that's right, bitch. I mean, no, but that's... Yes.
No, but get the point across.
Because, well, when Luna shows up to him, because she immediately teleports directly to Kakeru, he's like, Prince, like, who are you? She's like, I am Princess Lady Kaguya.
Yeah, she's like, I'm Princess Kaguya. Yeah, that's who I am.
That is me. Because the entire time, Cat Luna's like, I will be her Kaguya, even if I'm not.
Going back a bit, during the final battle, they were like even in power until Sailor Moon like starts thinking about all the life on Earth that she wants to cherish and nurture, and then that just gives her more power. And I'm like, literally, she just thinks of things like, I want to love everything. She's stronger.
Yep.
She's
love
OP.
is power. Love is the strongest power ever.
But like this man looks at this celestial being that has just told him she is Princess Kaguya, and he sees a yellow ribbon on her throat, and he's like, Lou, but she stops him from talking, and she's like, you have to go back to Earth now, and when you wake up, make sure you go to your real Princess Kaguya, who's coming back to you, and like all of that. And then she kisses him, they kiss, and she's like, see you, my spaceman. And I'm like,
wait, they kiss? Hold up, go back.
Yes.
Stevie's like,
We had a really good like moment, like, oh yeah, we're
like
we're not together because I'm a cat and I have a child.
It's supposed to be a farewell kiss, and it's consensual on both sides. So
CD's like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, farewell
look,
kiss is
I
great.
don't agree
oh,
with it, but I do know some people do the farewell kissing, and like some people are also like, you can have one celebrity kiss or whatever. So he thinks that Princess Kaguya like was a cat for a while and was just chilling with him for some reason. I'm sure is how he's processing this.
Oh yeah, no, he's not in a relationship. He has like a relationship that will start in the future. But poor Artemis.
I know, that poor boy. Sorry, I have to defend Kakaru so much that I was like, oh yes, Artemis, this poor man. You're gonna be so much more. Let me tell you,
Kakaru, baby boy. I have nothing.
He's
nothing
perfect.
wrong with him. He seems perfect.
He's fine. I mean, he's sickly, but
kind of an idiot.
That's not his fault.
But we still love him.
Look, he is super smart, just a little dumb.
He's a dumbass, very smart, but also an idiot, like
Yes.
Sokka.
Like Sokka.
I made a chart, okay? I made a
I have a note here that is like, I find this so sweet, but it's also low-key creepy as fuck because Luna been stalking him.
Yes. For like weeks, supposedly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I got a lot of mixed feelings here. But on his end, you know what? I'm gonna let him live his best life. And then we go back to Sailor Moon and the other scouts because it's a Sailor Moon movie, right?
Yeah.
It's not a Luna movie, it's a Luna
I
movie.
didn't forget that.
And Sailor Moon's magically floating down. Remember, these scouts were all around her in a circle to do a sailor power-up. They created a barrier. So tell me how her mans got in the center of it to catch her when she fainted. Or when she fell.
Sam, it's the power of love.
No, see, because there have been many a time when Mars has caught her. But this
And there's
time,
that one time where Uranus caught her.
The power of
And you know what Tabby said?
sexual love.
Tabby was like, because he knew his competition was right beside him, referring to Uranus. And I'm like, that's fair. He's
That's
like,
fair.
you know what? Your ride or die sister can catch you all you want. But Haruka flirt too
That
much.
one? No. Mm-mm.
That one keeps
I'm
trying.
confident about myself when she's around.
She
You
keeps
gotta be
trying, but the
careful.
answer is fuck you.
She's
no.
poly and she into you, and Michiru's already approved.
Yes. I'm not having this. Let's take you back, girl.
He's like, I can't see Setsuna saying no to you either, so
You're
I'm
the
just
only one that hasn't agreed to jive in there. So
Yeah.
he's like, I am happy that you are aggressively heterosexual in this version. I would be
I was real scared.
I would be in danger. But yeah, that's my notes literally say because he sensed Uranus was gonna, and the 60 don't appreciate the competition in his life. So then we go to the airport and reporters are all on Himiko and they're like, oh, so how was space and everything? She's like, I saw Princess Kaguya. And they're all like, they laugh and they're like, oh, you got a sense of humor and blah, 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 blah. But then the world goes silent because standing there with a bouquet of flowers is our man's.
Is that Space Boy?
It's our space boy. And she just throws herself into his arms and they laugh and they giggle. And then this little pouch falls from fucking nowhere into her hand. And she's like, the fuck? And it's got a yellow ribbon. And she opens it. And guess what's in it?
Sugar cookies.
Sugar candies.
Sugar candies.
And he's all like, he smiles because, like, again, as far as he's concerned, a celestial goddess has been chilling with him as a cat. So sure, candy appears out of nowhere. That makes sense to him.
So like, I can follow this logic.
Dive in.
And then, like, we look over and, like, Usagi is like, Luna, you gonna be okay? You sure about this? And Luna's like, it's fine. She's his Princess Kaguya. They were meant to be. And then she's walking away, and Artemis is standing there with a bouquet. And he's like, no matter where you go, I'll always be by your side. And I'm like, this motherfucker was basically like, I know you had an affair, but it's okay. I love you anyway.
Yeah.
Better.
I am here.
You can cheat on me however many times you want. It's fine.
I
I'm
know
here.
for a fact that we will get together because we have a child together in the
Our
future.
child visited us from the future. I am not worried. And I'm like,
And she didn't mention any other boys, so I know.
yeah,
it's me.
Diana came, I think. But either way, it's just like
Oh
they're all snuggly wuggly, and I'm like, this boy is Crystal Momoru right here.
Yes.
Season 3 Crystal Momoru, who's all like, it's okay if you kiss Taruka. It's okay if you can't stop thinking about them. You know what? Whatever. It's good. I love you. I trust you. And I'm like, boy, she straight up can't stop thinking about kissing another person. But okay.
And he was just like, okay.
Honey, that's not trust. That's called blind faith.
like if you're open to this relationship being in more ways, Haruka doesn't seem to be, though, because Haruka keeps making snide comments about your prince arriving, but whatever.
We're just gonna move on. It's fine.
But like then Mamoru just like shows up and puts his arm around Usagi and they exchange a cute look, and then I'm like, my damns, you're tall, because she like comes up to here on him.
Yeah.
Because she's 4'11" and he's 5'8". 5'9". And then the credits roll, and the ending credits are so fucking cute because it's just like the cats on this side and Usagi and Mamoru on this side, and I'm like, because you two only existed so Luna could get romantic advice. And then they like get all snuggly as the end and stuff, and that's the movie.
Wow.
That's it.
Would you like to know how things go in the manga?
Mind you, the movie's like an hour long.
So this will be a little faster because we already went on the movie. So the manga actually starts out with Neptune looking in her mirror and being like, there's a comet on the way. Like Neptune already knows. And they're like, Uranus is like, should we go say hi? And Pluto's like, bitch, we already late. And Haruka's like, oh god, they're gonna kill us if we stay late. And then it's Minako and Mako's birthday party that they're sharing. And you know, it's like, oh, that's cute, that's sweet. Didn't you well, at least I remember Minako's birthday is October 22nd, and Mako's is December 5th. And I'm like, when the fuck does this take place? But then, like, the very next page says December at the top, and I'm like, oh, then. Okay.
Oh, December, perfect.
Now, some very key differences.
Yes.
In this one, Luna and Artemis are a couple. Diana is back from the future. There are several references to it, such as right here. There
she is. There she be.
This is the beginning, and it's like, yup. So she straight up just has a one-sided emotional affair in this version,
abandoning her husband and child. Great.
Also, in this version, Kokoru is actually, he wanted to be an astronaut, but he could not because he has a pre-existing heart condition that would kill him if he went to space.
Is he valid in this one too?
Oh yes, he's the same. He's actually kind of better because I know you're like, how?
How's this boy better?
So because like he's still working at NASA or wherever they are, and there are other scientists and stuff around, and they're like, oh man, he was like, he's so cool and everything, and he's so smart. He just discovered another comet and named it. Like, this boy makes discoveries left and right. And they're like, although he does believe in fairy tales and all that, and he hears them gossiping, but he's just like, he's not bothered. And Himiko's like, why does he just let them talk to him that way? And I'm like, because he is an unbothered king.
Listen, we stand.
He is like, I'm gonna believe in my fairy tales and make scientific discoveries. What?
He's a king, and we stand.
He's even better in this one.
I love him. He seems so valid.
Look at his face.
I cannot.
Excuse me.
That's a very pretty face. That's also not Haruka.
Also not, definitely not Haruka.
That's a
But
severe case of not Haruka.
the biggest case of not Haruka and not
Not Ray.
Ray ever.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember if there's any other big differences because like
What about
that
the Grail?
the thing with
The
what?
Grail?
Oh yes. So she pulls out the Grail in this one too.
Oh.
So and I'm like,
Phoebe's like, damn.
but
I was
like,
excited.
but why? Oh, also in this one, the crystal is actually specifically looks like the Silver Imperium crystal, which is shady. But then also as it grows, hold on, that's not the ice crystal. As it grows, oh, also Kaguya does this to our poor boy.
Oh.
She doesn't kiss him. She just gets creepily close to him, and she's like,
Okay.
"Oh, I want to keep you." And like, basically, she wants to keep him frozen forever with the planet. And I'm like, you know what? I can't blame you.
I really can't. I thought I'm like that bitch, and then I'm like, I'm jealous because I want to do that to him.
Like she does. She just wants to freeze him.
Yeah. I was like, ah.
You got to think of this from the view that you're a villain.
Yeah. Like,
You're not supposed to be a good person anyway. Also, so this is what, as the more it feeds on him, the more it looks like this, which I don't know if you can tell, but starts to look like her. Oh, the biggest difference in this is actually Himiko, right? Because when he gets attacked by Princess Kaguya, and Sailor Moon's like, no, you cannot kidnap him. Himiko is actually there, and Himiko and Sailor Moon talk as Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon tells Himiko what's going on, and she believes her. And I'm like, this makes more sense. I wish this had happened in the movie because, like,
I was wondering why Usagi didn't roll up as Sailor Moon to tell people about threats, because she would be taken slightly more seriously than just a random middle school girl.
also, like, so the scouts know about the comet from the get-go because of Neptune's mirror, and they plan to go investigate it. But then, like, the comet just vanishes, and like NASA, or Kakeru had discovered it at the space station, but then it disappeared, and they're like, "That's weird." But I guess it just I guess it just burned up.
It.
They're like, I guess it burned up in the atmosphere or something. And Kakeru is like, if it burned up in the atmosphere, we would have seen a star shower, which we did not. And I'm like, we need to recruit this boy.
right. He needs to be on our side.
Like I said, the one in the book, he's even better than the one in the movie, and we love the one in the movie. But then, like, Himiko is supposed to go on a mission to first. She didn't actually make it into the original team because there was going to be a team of 4. But then the mission went from landing on the moon to destroying the comet, and they were like, oh, we're going to have one more seat, and it's hers. And Sailor Moon, like, goes up to her, and she's like, don't you worry. Me and the Guardians, we're going to kill the ice bitch. You go to the moon.
Yeah.
And Himiko's like, okay. And then they, like, can't launch because there's a huge magnetic storm and a snow blizzard, which now we know that when the scouts are fighting evil things, it creates a magnetic force field around the earth.
Oh.
And then, like, Kaguya, the snow bitch, she is murdered. And they get to go to space because the comet's gone. Yeah. And everything else happens, like, as is. But Himiko comes back. And she actually, so she didn't know about his heart condition until he was attacked. And then she took him to, like, the hospital. And that's where she and Sailor Moon talked. And then
they're childhood friends.
They are childhood friends. He hid it from her. Because he didn't know about his heart condition until he tried out to become an astronaut. That was actually, like, so in the movie, he tried to push her away. In the manga, she pushed him away. Because he's like, oh, did you, congratulations on the team. And she's like, you don't pay attention to me, fucker. I didn't make the team. And he's like, oh. Well, he had tried to be an astronaut, but he failed because he has a heart condition. But he didn't tell anybody why he failed, and he just never applied again. So he's like, you'll get it next time. And she's like, that's right, I'll get it next time because I'm not afraid to try again, unlike you. And then she leaves. And I'm like, oh, that cut deep.
Damn.
I felt like their fight was more real and justified in the manga. But
Yeah.
still. So I definitely recommend Don't Dying. I recommend reading the short story as well as watching the anime because the short story, Luna is far more questionable. The story itself, I really, really enjoy. Also, in the manga, Minako's mean to Artemis because, like, she's the one who's all like, Luna's in love with somebody, and Artemis is like, how could you say that? But, like, at least in the movie, Minako's like, y'all hurting my cat's feelings.
Usagi man care about where her cat is, but my cat's right here. Y'all hurting him. Fuck off.
Usagi's like, I give a fuck where my cat is. That was half the movie. I want to know where my cat is.
Literally half of Usagi's line is where's my cat.
Do you look forward to seeing the movie now, CB?
I do. I am. There will be lots of reactions to Luna being sus. I'm so excited to see this boy, though.
He's such a good boy.
He is a good boy. He is the best boy. He is the second best boy in the series.
Yes.
The best boy being Seiya.
I've not met best boy.
Yeah, no, you won't. He's season 5.
Let me say I meet second best boy, though.
Yes, you can still meet second best boy. But
I like his outfit, though.
I was gonna say I really like his outfit.
I love his outfit too. Let's make sure that we've seen everything. Oh, also these are like the official
We saw
like
them.
notes and stuff. Nope.
I love how the mom and daughter match.
They're so cute.
Chibiusa, now when she's not trying to date her dad, is adorable. Oh, I've seen the meme. Where it's like sometimes your family is you, your goth girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I love that meme.
It's a good one.
Just enjoy him for a little bit. The snow dancers.
Ice titties.
And I think half of my commentary will be reactions to Ice Titties.
These were just a compilation of their outfits, basically. Because, like, I love this one. I didn't make the compilation. I found the compilation. But this is the one in the bottom left corner is when they're like, it's over there.
It's over there. Look over there.
I love how Usagi's jacket is pink, the same pink as Chibiusa's hair, and Chibiusa's jacket is the same yellow as Usagi's hair.
That is adorable. I like Jupiter's jacket.
Yes.
Yes.
The queen.
Ray, I think, is wearing pants in that one. But yes, that was, I think, everything except, hold up. I'm checking my tally for the amount of times I said poor Artemis. When sick Luna rejected his help. When he felt... Oh, that's the other thing. He blamed himself for her being missing because he didn't walk her home.
Yep.
He was like, it's my fault because I didn't walk her home.
Yep. He took responsibility. Even though it wasn't his.
I also said poor Artemis when he realized his boo was skipping out on a scout meeting because she had plans and he doesn't know what they are.
Yep.
And then also when he found out she was in love with not him.
She's in love with not him.
Yeah, he was very, very upset about that. He just kept trying to reach out to her. He was like, I'll be there for you. I'll help you. Anything you need. And she's just like, excuse me as I continue to not pay attention.
To this very available cat boy that makes sense because we have a daughter in the future and go to this.
It isn't available because they're together.
I mean, at this point they're not together. But...
By you.
Yeah.
Fox said humans cannot have no shoes. Excuse you. This man kissed a cat and should think about his choices. This unhealthy ass show.
Some people like
to him, it was not a cat.
He kissed a goddess.
It
Also,
was a
people
goddess.
kiss cats on the heads all the time.
Look, I'll kiss this one. Ready?
Artemis is like, no, thank you.
I would kiss mine, but I like my face intact. So
I would kiss mine, but I have to go find out where he is. And
I actually have a cat that likes kisses. Freyr. He doesn't like snuggles. He doesn't like to be in your lap. He doesn't even like to lay near you, like super up against you. He'll lay in the vicinity. But the one thing he does love to do is he'll sit on a surface beside me, and then if I go like this, he'll give me a kiss. And that's the only affection he shows. Is little kisses, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's fair.
I accept.
Yes, Artemis is looking at me now. What? Oh, did I start something now?
Storm is
Did
staring
I
at the
start
screen
something?
intently. Storm is my cat, and she is
Mhm.
intently staring at Artemis on the screen. It's very fun.
She's like, there's another cat, and I see them.
Hi.
Say hi to Storm. Say hello, Storm.
Look.
She's
She
like, I
don't.
don't care, you're petting me.
I'd go acquire Thor, but he is not allowed in my room, and he would lose his shit if
I
he
think
came in
that's
here.
fair.
Hi.
So, do you have any questions, comments, concerns? Cody, was there anything you wanted to talk about in particular?
I think I talked about all my things. Ice titties, not Haruka being best boy, second best boy. My contemplation with everyone saying, Sailor Moon, don't use the silver crystal, you'll die. And then she only died like twice.
Oh yeah, only dying
That's
twice.
still-
You can walk that off.
More times than is acceptable.
Like, it is, but it's like every time she uses it at the end of every season, they're like, Sailor Moon, don't use it, you'll die. It's like, she's used it 17 times by now. She's only died
Okay.
twice.
But Cody, still, that's too many times for them.
But she's used it
Really
14.
recover from, unless you're her.
Like, that's my point. It's like, y'all, she's a batting average of like 95%. I'm pretty sure she's good.
It's fine.
Too.
I need you to take a picture and show it to me closer. Look, Cody, you just don't understand. This is why in season 5 they all hypocritically sacrifice their lives for her and leave her alone to face the bad guy.
For all the times that she's died on them and left them alone.
do that
Payback,
in
bitches.
season 1. Everyone
Yeah.
dies in season 1. Have her fight the bad guy alone.
They did. And the show ends how it begins. With her alone fighting.
Damn.
And everyone else dead.
What am I touching? I'm barely even grazing this cable. And it's like Nabra. But no, I think I got all my things. Any questions from our audience surrogate?
When did their child come in? I don't
Diana?
remember. Yeah.
I think I might have been thinking of Crystal, because in Crystal she's in.
Okay.
Yeah, because she would have been there
And-
because Chibiusa's in this
She
movie.
was in the manga.
Yeah, she
as
may
I
not
showed
be in
you.
this movie yet.
No, she wasn't in the movie. I thought I remembered her being in the series, though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think.
Oh
she
my
may not
god,
be in
I
this series
literally thought this was Sailor Uranus.
yet.
I was like, I don't remember this scene of her holding the cat. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's the not. It's literally not Haruka.
He is
It's
a
not-
very pretty boy, and she is a very handsome girl.
Yes.
A tiny dark.
Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna show CB more of him.
He's so pretty. I love him.
Oh,
he's,
my god!
oh, he's happy.
He's so cute.
He's adorable.
Yes. So, I forgot that last channel.
I like how both me and CB reacted to the exact same.
And
thing.
he got quiet, and I was like, "Oh wait, yep, that's what the next page was." This poor
Hi,
boy.
do you want something?
Attention.
My cat, no, she's like death glaring at me.
So, Cody, what was your favorite part?
Sam.
She's
How
like,
dare
how
there be
dare
another
you?
cat on the screen?
How dare you interact with the cat? That's not me.
Angry loaf.
My favorite part.
I do appreciate that while it didn't happen in the movie, in the city is aware of the situation, and they have even launched. They're gonna try to handle it themselves. They're like, NASA's sending somebody in to take care of the comet, and I'm like, no, you're not.
No, you're not.
So.
Honestly, I think my favorite part is when Ice Titties lands and she just makes a castle in the middle of the ocean.
She's like, this is mine now.
Yeah, she's like, I will plunge the world into an ice eternal sleep, and then it's just an ice castle erupts out of the ocean.
I will say that is also essentially the plot of the third movie, is that they're going to put everybody into eternal slumber and dreams and eat them.
Gold. Oh, not the last fight.
So.
And dreams are a major plot point in another season.
Well, in the short story, she did say that she wants everybody to like dream, and she manages to freeze. She manages to freeze the scouts, and then you see them dreaming. And like, what was Mars dreaming of? Mars was like dreaming of her dad.
Oh.
And Mako, I think, was dreaming of her parents.
Are we ever gonna find out who the boy who broke my heart is?
Yeah, you found out in season 1. It was her senior. Yeah. There's it. We saw him during the montage when her friend got attacked. Well, no, season 2. Sorry, Alan and Man.
I do remember
in the manga, it explains it a little more in depth. Basically, she had a high school senior who is like a year or two ahead of her, and she and this other girl liked him, and he liked this other girl, and so he told Mako, he's like, hey, I'm going out with her, so we can't really walk home anymore because I'll be walking home with her, and she lives in the opposite direction. He's like, so yeah, peace. And Mako has taken that very hard.
As we all know.
Yeah.
As it's now a core part of her identity.
And she brings it up every other episode or season.
I mean, volleyball boy.
I've only noticed it once in season 3.
Well, she brought it up in the dream, and Minako thought of volleyball boy.
And in the movie, there's a point where in the movie she does bring up. She's like, "Did I ever tell you guys about the boy who broke my heart?" And I think it was Ray was like, "Yeah, you bring him up all the time."
Yeah,
like all the time.
But yeah, no, I don't think she does it as much in season 3 because she's too busy being in love with Haruka.
Yeah, so it does die down, but he does come up every so often.
Oh, would you like to know about Ray's short story, since it doesn't really come up in the anime ever?
Sure.
About why she hates men?
Yes.
Sure.
So first, a little fun tidbit. So normally a lot of everything, or a lot of the outfits and whatnot, are inspired by actual fashion. Like, to the point, the mangaka has shared a lot of the outfits that, like, oh, well, this is what inspired, like, Beryl's dress. Mm-hmm. So Tabby really wanted to know what inspired Kaguya's dress. And she hunted the internet for it, and she could not find it. And turns out it wasn't an outfit, it was an antique.
Oh.
Yeah, there were Naoko got into the habit of collecting antiques around this time. And so many like the snow dancers design and the princess's design and one other thing, the rain tree from Ray's, were all based on antiques. These were the antiques. This is why I love reading the author's notes.
Yeah, that is.
I always love author's notes or anything that's like author interviews.
Also,
or anything like that.
Yes. Also, the short story is called Casablanca Memory, and Casablanca lilies are Ray's favorite flower. This is because when the mangaka was on a trip with the voice actresses. Ray's voice actor, they saw lilies, and Ray's voice actress saw it, and she's like, yeah, that's a Casablanca. That's my favorite lily. And so the mangaka made it Ray's favorite lily. Their favorite flower.
That's
Now,
adorable.
Yes.
It is adorable.
Through Casablanca, we find out that like Ray's father is a politician, a very successful politician, but also a very neglectful father, and her mother is dead. And so every year his assistant picks or buys some Casablanca lilies and a dress for Ray and says it's from her father. And she like wears the dress to lunch with her dad every year. And the assistant's like, well, sir, doesn't your daughter look so pretty in the dress that you picked out? But she knows it's not her dad picking this out. And so Ray's kind of got a thing for the assistant. And at one point, her dad actually can't make her birthday lunch. So the assistant does. He's like, look, I'm sorry, your dad can't be here. He's really sad about it. And she's like, my dad does not give a fuck. Don't lie to me. And he's like, well, I thought maybe I would be good enough to have lunch with you. And she's like, fine. And they have lunch together and they're talking. And she's like, I never want to get married. I just don't want to deal with it because marriage is just heartache and stress and everything. And he's like, me too, damn. Like, fuck marriage. And she's like, oh, we're kindred spirits. And she's like, are you going to be a politician like my dad? And he's like, no, I don't really want to live that life. Well, then, so like she catches a little bit of feels for it. But then she sees him out with a lady who turns out to be who turns out to be his fiance, because her dad has decided he is going to groom him to take over for her dad when he retires. And he's like, so he needs to start building his foundation now. He needs a strong family and everything. So, oh yeah, because Ray was also like, I don't want kids. And he's like, I don't want kids either. And then Ray like confronts him about it. And she's like, you're getting married and you're going to be a politician. And then she's like, you're going to, because she asked him if he was going to be a politician. He went, no. And she's like, well, good, because politicians make their kids sad. And he's like, I'm never having kids and I'm never getting married. And that's when she was like, oh, kindred spirits. But then he's like, well, yeah, your dad really wants me to follow in his footsteps. And she's like, well, you're going to make your kids sad. And he's like, I'm not going to have any kids. And she's like, you sure about that, basically? And he just doesn't say anything because he's been told off. And that is why Ray
is the best.
Hates men.
That's the end?
Well, there's a little bit more because like there's this rain tree thing that like Usagi got her for her birthday, and it's a music box that plays the song Rain Tree, and it's super popular in town. It hasn't stopped raining since people have been buying these rain trees. You kind of see where this is going because it's Sailor Moon. And like, yeah, then it comes to a head. Like this rain tree basically makes everybody depressed and sad, and Mako like had to buy vitamins for her plants because they're dying because of all the rain. And like Ray goes to Mako to like see her, and she's all like, oh hey, or she's like, oh hey Ray, and Ray's just like really depressed thinking about her ex-senior. And then like Ray breaks the rain tree, and then they go find the rain tree person, whom is Zoisite, who had come for revenge for Jadeite. Because Mars murderized Jadeite.
Oh. But there's no resolution to the assistant guy?
Well, I mean, he got married.
Like, yeah, I got married and probably had kids.
Yeah, like... Oh, well, I guess the last time we see him... Hold on, here we go. So he's like, I was just passing by. I brought this from your father. He said he found a wonderful book for you, and it's a book on lilies. And she's like, why do you always bring out Papa's name? Because I'm still a child. And he's like, you're not going to get married? And he goes, I can't, or she said you're going to get married. And he's like, I can't refuse an offer from your father. And she's like, you're going to be a politician just like Papa. You'll make your children sad. He's like, I won't have children. And she's like, liar. If you're going to be a politician, if you were going to be Papa's successor, you could have married me. But that was like a thing the rain tree was making her see. And then she murdered the rain tree.
Oh.
But like, I guess the resolution is just when she and the scouts are at the beach and boys keep buying her free drinks.
Damn.
I'm not kidding. This is what's going on.
I would buy her a drink too, but
Like,
she's like, man, I'm not gonna have to buy a drink all day. And the other scouts are like, excuse, why are only you getting free drinks? But yeah, it's like that's just it. Just because she had a crush on her dad's assistant, and her dad's assistant
was a poopy man.
whom is this man right here?
Oh.
right no. Right now. Go back to the rock star.
Okay,
Go
listen.
back to the rock.
CB, we will gladly disargue on this one.
Yeah, we will.
Yurichiro doesn't exist in the manga or Crystal. He's a 90s anime only.
Mm-hmm. The sound! Stevie just made.
The despair!
The sadness.
I'm trying to see if I can find a better picture of him.
That is so sad. No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Have you watched I don't know how to pronounce it, but Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu
Yes.
Kaisen?
Yeah, he
Not
looks
yet.
like a Walmart brand of like the kind of hot. They kiss.
No, this is the fantasy.
Oh,
Because
okay.
then she murders it. She has a habit of murdering men she's mildly attractive to.
Just a small habit.
The you know how there's like the really powerful guy with white hair? Well, his husband, that's not his husband, but it like is his husband, like the blonde guy.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Yeah, he's like a Walmart version of that guy.
Listen, they're both hot. Oh,
Cody's like, I'm good with Walmart.
Listen, yeah, I'm good with either one of them.
No shame.
The
in
Walmart
the
one's
shame.
cheaper.
Nah,
The other one's a name
I'm
brand.
good with like the high price one, high quality.
I'm also okay with the high quality one too, but you know, say
Mhm.
sometimes you gotta go to Walmart. Sometimes
There's
you can
a-
afford the good beef.
So there's a lot of tiny details that's different
Yeah.
in the short story. I just don't remember them all. But yeah, so definitely things happen. Fox said life would be better in eternal nap time. Let them villains win. No, Fox, in Black Dream Hole, there's a black hole that literally eats you
Yeah,
as you sleep.
you don't
Just, like,
ask.
temporarily eat us.
No, it's permanent.
Once you eat, and there's no coming out.
I also need,
cat.
but also in Black Dream Hole, there's a romantic subplot line with Chivy Moon and a boy who looks age appropriate.
Oh, oh, he does, and he's a precious bean.
Age appropriate.
But before then, we have to get through season 4, which is the mini moon season with her non-age appropriate romantic sub-arc
Wait,
that my sister keeps blocking out.
wait, then am I thinking of the wrong one? Which one? Wait.
In season 4, it's with the horse.
Okay, that's
In
I was going to avoid that one, but okay.
I wanted to see her face.
Okay, to be fair, he is a Pegasus. To be fair. But he also has a horn, so he's really an alicorn.
To be fair, he is trapped in the form of a dream Pegasus. He actually has a human form because he is a priest of the earth.
And he
Yes.
is how old?
Helios.
His name is Helios.
Questionable, we don't know.
Currently
But
ageless.
Theoretically, thousands of years.
But he looks to be age appropriate for.
No, he
minimum.
does not. Do not lie.
Wait, then who am I? I'm thinking.
You're
of the wrong
probably
one.
thinking of Pupulan.
Who?
The Dream Fairy.
And this is why you rewatch the seasons before we discuss them.
Yeah, listen, every time. Because I'm currently on season 4. That's why Helios is in my brain.
Okay, hold on.
Poopumon?
Poopulan.
Poopumon.
That's his fucking name.
Poopumon.
Poopulan.
Poopumon.
Look, there was Kakaru and then Poopulan, and I was questioning things. This boy does not look age appropriate for Rini or for Chibi Moon.
Oh, no, he does not. I just seen a picture of him. I'm not thinking of him. I'm thinking of Helios.
Dude, no, I'm saying Helios. Look at. Oh, hold on. This man.
Okay, then I'm thinking of something. Yeah, no, you're right.
No, you're thinking of. I'm
Pretty
sorry,
well.
CB. I know you're tired, but
It's
we have to. Sailor Moon. Dream Fairy.
Yep, I have Poopumon up. He's green hair.
Oh, no, okay. My bad. Who? Peruru! Sorry.
That's why I'm like, this boy does not also look age appropriate.
Okay, look. No, first of all, Kakaru and Peruru are the same age. Poopulan and Pearl are the same age because they are best friends. But this boy, this little dream fairy.
That's who I'm. Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, that
Bean.
child is adorable.
See, your precious bean. See, and they are the same age. They look the same age.
Oh my
I don't know. Poopulon looks
No,
like
they
not
look
that much
the same.
older, but a little older.
Who is that child?
Which child?
The adorable one.
The one that is adorable.
Well, they're dream fairies from the 4th movie.
So cute.
But yes, I was thinking of him, but like I was thinking of Helios, but like his size.
No, but Helios isn't his size. Helios.
But that's what I was thinking of. Helios, but his size.
That's why I said you were confused. I mean, it's very
Yeah.
They're
They
both
look-
they're both wearing white with like a transparent white layer, and their hair is short, poofy, and white.
And I also haven't seen this movie in a very long time, so
What are you doing?
I was very confused. Like, Poopulon.
Sorry, it's Peruru, Poopulan, and I cannot remember the other 2 dream fairies' names. Although I don't know what it'll be in the new dub, because like Peruru is Pearl now. So
Probably for the best that they got rid of Poopulon.
Oh, I forgot I had.
I
forgot
would
I
love for them to
had-
get rid of Poopulan. That is literally what his name was. And he was a dream fairy who gave you candy. And I'm like, I don't think I want candy.
he gives you poo candy.
But I do hope his new voice actor brings me as much joy as his old voice actor does, because I desperately need to hear him say the line, "Go Bon Bon Babies!" It's one of my favorite lines in that movie, and I need him to say it with that much energy and attitude.
I am looking it up right now. And I will not tell you if he does say it.
But yes. So for anybody who wants to watch Sailor Moon the movie, it's actually on YouTube, on the YouTube for free, the whole thing.
It does say free with ads, but like I didn't get
There
a
were
single
no
ad.
ads.
That's why I was very
Tabby
confused.
got ads though.
That's because I was like, oh, it's an hour-long
Tabby always
movie.
get that.
I'm assuming with like ads. This is a short-ass movie, and I watched it like there's no ads.
He does always get ads. I don't know why. CB and I will be binging something on Hulu. No ads. Tabby binges it on Hulu with us. Great. Now, Tabby and I we're using my account, both of us. I have 2 profiles, Samantha and Sam. Samantha so she can use it, and Sam for me. But she's still the only one who gets ads, regardless of which of us signs on first.
That's incredibly funny.
And then Tabby and I were watching the YouTube, which says free with ads, but I got no ads. But there was a point when I had to pause and go back 30 seconds because Tabby had an ad.
Oh, I also did receive no ads. That sounds like free with ads, but I didn't see a single ad over here.
I don't know.
It's the curse of the Tabby.
Apparently. And that's what happens which by the way, I was like, it's only an hour-long movie. It's like 12. It's 12:30. Tabby and I can knock this out. At 3:10, we finished.
Yeah. I'm unsurprised.
Don't watch things with me and Tabby if you don't
Listen.
watch things Tabby and I are supposed to take notes for. But we're too funny.
You're hilarious. I love it.
But we also want to know what's going on, so we will pause and then go on a tangent for 5-10 minutes where we're both just dying and we can't breathe, and then eventually go back to whatever we were watching.
That's what happened when we were watching the Boiler one. It just like it's a 2-hour thing, but it took us 4 hours because we kept making jokes.
It's an experience.
Because we kept thinking of more things, and then Sam would pause. She's like, "Oh, this is new."
I didn't notice that before. And Tammy's like, neither did I. And then
I
we got
ended up watching that first episode 4 or 5 times in like the course of 2 days.
Listen, I just love the scene where it was like, I was awake the entire time.
Fox is like a black hole that eats you while you sleep, so my daily life. And then when we were talking about Pegasus, he showed a picture or a gif of Maximilian Pegasus clapping his hands, and he's like, Pegasus is not age appropriate. Like, we're not talking about the man in his 30s, the widower. Ironically younger than the Pegasus we're talking.
I love that I make the Pegasus reference and he sends it to you. It's like, yes, he's the Pegasus. He sends you the Pegasus.
You might not have known if you knew Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, we should go ahead and wrap
I love
up.
Maximilian.
Maximilian.
Yugi boy.
Yugi boy. Yes, Kaiba boy.
Yes, Kaiba boy. With my toon monsters.
I use Toon World.
Toon
And now your
magician.
blue eye. And now your blue eyes is a Toon Blue Eyes White Dragon.
What's that, my Mimic Cat? Mm-hmm. Yes. I'll take your card. I forgot which card it was.
I have no idea what's going on.
I love Pegasus.
So as I get to my checklist, Maximilian Pegasus is a villain from Yu-Gi-Oh! I think season 1.
The OG Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! The very first one. And he is this rich guy who lost his wife, and so he went to ancient Egypt, got a cursed item, created a card game where all the cards are paintings that he has hand painted, and then invites a bunch of card players to his island so he can steal their souls.
Yep.
And his deck is Toon themed. Like literally like wacky Looney Tunes themed. And he has this, it's called Toon World, and it's a book. It's a storybook, right? And he can steal enemy cards and put them in, and then they become toons. And the toons are wacky, and they play by Toon World rules. So like they're super hard to kill.
Like rubber hose, all that fun jazz.
And he talks so dramatically.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Kaiba. Every time I want to do like
it's Kaiba boy.
Kaiba boy.
Kaiba boy.
Every time I think of a dramatic character, Maximilian is who I pull from every time.
Fox said there's no way CB would not lose her mind at Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay,
look, to be fair, I think the original Yu-Gi-Oh! CB would be the calmest. All right. But once we get into like Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds where they're playing a card game with
on a motorcycle.
On motorcycle.
How much charge my motorcycle? It go brah, 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 brah.
Yeah.
I challenge you to a duel on my motorcycle. And then you go into Zexal, where and then there's ultimate timelines.
Chris says it doesn't steal them. He uses other cards to take opponent cards once he has possession and summons them to field. The Toon World tunes them. That's fair. Either way.
He's also stealing souls. Mokuba. Does it call Mokuba?
Yeah, everybody else in the show. Mokuba. Him. Mokuba. Yes, Kaiba boy, I have your brother, Mokuba. If you don't want anything to happen to him, then you're going to go battle Yugi. The bad thing is we're not exaggerating.
No, not one bit. Not even. We couldn't even over-exaggerate either, because that'd still be accurate.
All right, so Cody, do your outro.
Hello, hi everybody, it's me, Cody. I'm a gay creator who makes gay chicks. Straight people have had it too good for too long. I also go to BL University. Straight University just doesn't do it anymore. I'm currently working on my debut novel about witches and werewolves, where we figure out what happens when werewolf hunters find a werewolf in their mix and the consequences behind that. And follow me down below while we go on a social media adventure.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
There's a reason you are Artemis and not Luna.
I'm CB Ferrenz, young adult fantasy author, right? A teenager, YouTuber, film student. And on my channel, I talk about how those things come together, or rather, do not. And I give semi-reliable writing advice, make funny videos, and I will be back from hiatus as soon as the semester ends. And I get back from Germany because I'm going to Germany for a week, hopefully.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. And yeah.
Explain yourself, sir. I'm confused.
I think he's talking about the way the person you guys were talking about says things.
But your favorite juice and pizza. I think he's making a reference that I am not remembering. CB, one day you're gonna get the hang of it, and you're gonna be like, "And teen writer," and then you're gonna turn 20.
Yep.
And you're gonna say it every time.
And then you're gonna be young adult writer, and you'd be like, teen writer, fuck, not teen, young adult writer.
God, I turned 19 in like a month.
Just say adult with 20, Cody. You just have to say young adult.
Oh, well,
I
don't know.
Adult.
Technically, I'm an adult right now.
Being an adult writer is not special. Actually, I would hazard against saying adult writer because then people assume you write.
So I said adult, young adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
writer.
But
I am a writer. You just do that.
People are just gonna assume you write YA, not that you are YA.
I hope I look YA. I got told by my film teacher the other day. She's like, "Yeah, you can't pull off 30," and I'm like, "And thank God for that, because I'm 18."
Yes.
Wasn't my goal, madame.
Yeah. When I shave, I become a baby.
I cannot pull off 30. I'd be slightly worried if I could.
I can pull off 30. I pull it off well.
You do, Sam.
You also pull off 1950s very well.
Thank you. And I am writing mom Samantha L. Nasset, not Ice Queen, not Kaguya, and this is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer parent things. On Mondays, I host live streams, sometimes like this, where we talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. Our next Sailor Moon Let's Talk should be in January, where we will talk about season 4. And more often, I host writing sprints, productivity sprints, where we chat and we try to be productive together. My holiday bash is coming up in December. Everybody should look forward to that. When I post content, I post it on Thursdays. I am currently not consistent because of chronic illness. If you would like to read if you would like to read a sample of my writing, you can check out my website, SamanthaLNasset.com, where you can read my spooky flash fiction, Till Pizza Do Us Part. And you can sign up to my newsletter while you're there to stay up to date with all things Sam. If you would like to tip me and help support the channel, I gotta kill a bunch of owls, apparently. You can donate to my Ko-fi down below.
Give him money!
I beat you.
I beat you.
No.
The moment
We'll have a playback in a bit. And yeah, if you would like to help support the channel in other ways, you can like this live stream, subscribe to the channel, ring-a-ding that bell. I am painfully close to 600. It teases me so. And yeah, I'll catch you next time. Bye.
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 Oh, hold on. Let me remove that banner now.
Well,
Bye.
I won.